As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Last hope.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of
Mas é,
using the
obrigado por seguir,
military
mano. Agora
officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace
7
negotiations.
minutos atrasado. Foi mal.
The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Arusea will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Arusea's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he's...
Sério? Vai chiar mesmo? Calma aí que minha internet tá burra.
Our victory in Parte has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Sim, senhora. Caça Top Gun? Vamos com caça Top Gun então. Cadê o F-18? De F-14. Vamos de F-14. Eu não sei, é ar terra isso aqui. Vou arriscar um ar terra.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
You're clear to taxi. Ar terra. Seja oficial Erusiano.
To the unidentified Ocean craft,
essa
this is
missão é
Captain
foda.
Carl of the Ocean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Ocean Long Range Strategic Strike Group.
Ela
Captain
tá com
Carl,
V6,
you're
eu
on
não
our
entendi
side.
não.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oceans won't shoot us.
Óridos.
Will Amy's process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe? The process will be faster if you get a close-up well-centered image. Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right? Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire. It's something I'll never get used to. But tonight it's been a total shock.
Óridos, me ajuda.
The city under martial law. Gunfire and a roar of jets echoing through the streets. Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
Agora que eu escutei. Ele falou, por favor, me dê um sanduíche. Me traga um sanduíche.
Missile away.
Nossa, fazer isso aqui com F-14 é punk, hein?
Strider 1, target acquired. Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Strider 2, Box 2. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. It's Erusian.
They aren't responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Lancaster. They've opened up a path for us. The more the merrier.
You were the ones on the radio. We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal. ID is Ocean Forces.
We can't see the tops of the
This is AWACS from the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
We made it through
That's
the
for good.
Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this? What's wrong with drones? Whether you're a patriot or not, you're just too stubborn to change with the times.
Strider 1, missile launched. Strider 1, warship sunk.
Wait, the General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Lafarge are the real patriots. Onward!
There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll? Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
Calma, isso aqui é 2.
Let's go. Target destroyed. We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
Opa,
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a Cold War. Missile inbound, evade!
eu tô com um ARTR e não tô usando, né? Bosta.
Enemies war are now gone. Target hit.
Identifica?
No good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the
E o que
radicals.
você tá tomando?
Here comes a traitor, Lafarge. This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they? Lafarge in that vehicle!
They've been set up in all the right places. Fox 2! Strider 1 crashed.
É. Não confia demais no F-14 não, tá? Em baixa velocidade o caça morre de manobrabilidade.
There's a strict curfew. People gather in bars and new places to learn what's going on.
Fighting with drones is what got us into this mess.
Enemy vessel destroyed.
Wait, the General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Lafarge are the real patriots. Onward!
Vai, filho! Vai! É doido!
Trigger has destroyed the target. There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll? Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle. We'll go. Let's go.
Strider 1, AA gun destroyed. We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a Cold War. Vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
Fox 2.
Oh, eles são resistentes, hein?
Nice work. That takes care of that. We're heading for the highway. Thanks to you. We got out of paying that toll. I'll wait before firing. Bail out now. Wheels 1, stop. Check your IFS. It's a friendly. I know what I'm doing. How are we supposed to tell the difference? There are enemies everywhere. We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you want to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Grunder Park. Rendezvous point is the helipad on this man-made island. Strider 1 is down.
Eu volto a repetir, não confio muito no F-14, não. Meu Deus, que cansa largo da... Que olhada atirando em mim, mano? Eu sou aliado, corno, fudido. Nossa, largo do caralho, tá doido.
Strider 1, enemy ship sunk.
General managed to convince them.
What do you think? Listen, those that protect General Labarth are the real patriots. Onward!
Chaffin flares launched.
Vai logo!
Locked on bandit. There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle. We'll go. Let's go. There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
In gun range. Missile away.
Target locked.
Caralho.
Enemy on your back. Nice work. That takes care of that one. We're heading for the highway. Thanks to you. We got out of paying that toll.
This is AWACS Argus. Those who can hear us are our allies. Your new orders are to dispose of Eduard Labarth. The Ocean Army officer with him is an imposter.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous in Grunder Park. Captain Carl, do you want to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Grunder Park. Rendezvous point is a helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
There are rumors of a military calling itself the Free Erusians. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. I've had caution. Enemy has a lock.
Oxi!
Thanks. Would have been tough.
Susto! Agora eu vou atrás de você.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates sightings are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't think they're nowhere to safe country.
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Longcaster.
This fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military. Commander,
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron.
we're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
Insurgents.
Depois eu vou atrás.
We're the only ones here on our side. Destroy aircraft with tally marks on the tail. They're penal unit rebels. It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Move away for him.
We're taking fire! Take care of them! I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Take out Eddie in autonomous mode.
General, we still have drones at our disposal. It's too early for peace talks. Watch over the future people in the high heavens.
UAVs are acting strange. Their autonomous mode must be bugged. Not the drones that are working. It's the Charlie Foxtrot.
Almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. There are even rumors of penal units turning on their former allies.
Caralho, preguiça.
The main conflict concluded. Regional forces in the center, south, and east struggle for stabilization of the nation. The Erusian government has defined these groups, along with those trying to independently make peace with Ocean, as rebels.
We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belgian technology than just UAVs. Making IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. Used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters. And then to assassinate Harvey. Blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belgian technology brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Russia is responsible for Harley's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
We're unidentified aircraft in the drone.
Beijinho, cara.
Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the general's day.
Vai. Identifica!
The general's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for a better time.
Nice. Glad to see the Oceans attacking the radicals.
Maybe we should join up with them. It means getting rid of those assholes faster.
Regionalism is part of the infighting within these groups.
Our squadron serves General Lamar, and we're acting based on our patriotic duty.
Quase uma telhada, velho.
How's your last long chapter? If it's regen, we're here to help.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Glad we waited. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after here.
Com certeza, Léo.
Almost at the rendezvous, on the rear of the others. Understood.
The radicals truly believe boosting drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead
sumiu. Pô, faltou um. Vamos bater, né?
We turn to in this darkest hour. We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erosion News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRS. Should finally bring
Deu.
about true end to the war.
Me tranca na cegueta.
Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board? He's not lying about carrying civilians. No, unless she's a soldier. Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
Ah, velho, de novo essa merda decaiu, mano.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage. Negative. What? They could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do. ID complete. They're Erosion fighters. What the hell is going on? Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right. I'm shooting them down. Any complaints? Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco.
Welcome.
How dare you interfere? I'm here to deal with that traitor.
Vamos lá, F3.
Miss. Aim carefully.
Só fazer curva, então.
Fox 2.
Também.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
Careful, those guys are good. Wait, you don't think it's those Osean big shots, do you? I managed to catch a glimpse of the three strikes.
Mine.
That doesn't look.
No good.
Shit. See it, Traitor. Just so long you aren't getting in my way. Missile fire, evading. Visual 5, taking enemy fire.
They're in my way.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
Locked on. Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys. What the hell? We were just helping them. Erosion aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Osean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What? In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort. Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Can't afford the MQ-99's launch. Our commands are overridden. They must be accessing it remotely.
Você sabe usar flare.
Hey, it's not our fault the wall is no reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses. Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
Freia mais aí, vai, freia. Filho da puta. É doido? Nossa. E eu sem míssil.
Target's in machine gun range.
Que legal, mano.
Strider 2, Bucks 2.
Isso! Ah não, velho, não é possível, mano. Isso vai ser um saco, mano. Eu odeio esses drones, velho.
Enemy has a beat on you.
Eles são fáceis, só que é chato que eles desviam de uma maneira tão...
Enemy on your back.
Apertei o botão errado. Vou começar a atacar a bomba de cada livro aqui.
Strider 1, target acquired. 5 bandits remaining.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
4 bandits left.
It's not enough to be running functional.
Isso, ele vira muito, velho.
Time that should not function. They're after the data, aren't they?
Mano, eu já não tenho míssil, para!
Warning, enemy has a beat on you. 3 bandits to go. Missiles depleted. Two bandits left.
Nice.
Show them what you got. One bandit to go.
Isso, solta o flare, vai.
Strider 1, target acquired. Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Da hora.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh? General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we'd like you to send someone. I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What is
3
that?
scratches.
The tail of that plane.
Trigger.
Broadcaster.
Para de morder meu pé, doguinho.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
Duas horas. Mais uma minha missão. Mais uma minha.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
"You see,
refuse to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Parte, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want to do.
Dormi, tô com sono.
Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Tá, agora eu vou de F18. Deu vontade de ir de F18. Eu acho que Pô, cadê? Não renderizou. 38%. Cadê? Queria ver outros emblemas. Não renderizou, foda-se.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
Essa é uma merda. Bom.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs.
They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. It's what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own.
Please, we need help.
Wagtail is on the Osean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Caution. Pull up.
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Shit. These are Osean.
Strider 1, missile launched. Target is in machine gun range.
We're under attack!
Nossa, mas...
Update us on Tyler Island.
Demora pra identificar, hein?
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run.
Our air supporters here are waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety.
essa missão é massa. Difícil, mas é massa.
Do me a favor, Lancaster. Many of our allies are cut off. They need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can. Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. We've got some chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Calling friendly bird. Take out the hostiles in our area. Get us out of this hellhole. We need help while we're still up and running. There's more over here. The bodies of dead civilians. I don't think they were part of the fight. With that, we're all lined up. Have one. No, not too bad. I can guess what happened here. We don't want to think about it. Erusian bastards. It's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence. If you see 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last takeoff has been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point! I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly! Push him back! Fire! Fire at will! We need more ammo! They did it! We're moving out! Leave the dead behind! We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly. I just got the photograph. We'll head back to HQ soon. Just give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to at least give the children a proper burial.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Hold them at bay until Operation Feeding time. Move them away from the mass driver. It's no use! Work to the right! Fire at that supply ship!
Our guys even took out the enemy's air support. What do we do now? Stop waiting. Send in the tanks!
Allied retreat looks good. It's the Ocean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We'll be firing at each other. This is AWACS Lancaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Hold your fire! Confirmed. The info is from an allied AWACS. Hold your fire! Roger. But what are we supposed to believe? Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
We can't afford to take any more damage. We make it
Passa pra lá ainda, velho. Tem que olhar pra
The
lá.
landing ship is waiting for you.
Right. Leave the wounded. This will guarantee us a one-way ticket to hell. Pretty sure we're there already. I count 12 dead bodies here. They seem to be upper middle class. Bridgeport's nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they were involved in Delta.
It's a radical. Got us. Get back. I'll make them pay for this.
Get in the landing craft! Many thanks, Lancaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
No use hailing them. They know they're shooting at friendly. Get closer. You'll know they're from here.
Merda. Porra de Sam. Putz, fatura descanso.
Let me slide in on that tail. An explosion ignite! Do the countdown. Do the countdown. There's still one arsenal bird left. Let's put a bomb. Then we'll have a fighting chance. Use cameras to track the supply ships. Don't fight with your backs to the supply ship.
Se eu desse cara. Ah, vou morrer. Tanto sangue que tem no chão.
Cyclops 2. Box 2.
Vem.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind.
That goes for a tank left, but they're running on fumes and we're on ammo.
Cyclops
É,
2.
vira mais aí. Não é possível, não.
Target acquired. hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
Wait, multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you. Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon? Of course. Chase off the bogies! There's no way they're ours! Almost there! Commence operation no return! These are unguided. Stay on course.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogies. Identify them. Strider 1, APC destroyed.
Nossa, o Jäger já tá lá na frente. Tão alto, hein?
Visual. Like an eagle. Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers.
Cadê o bomber?
They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of
Cadê o
civilian
bomber?
casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
Nossa, tá ali embaixo. Ah, vai tomar no cu, velho. Tô nessa brincadeira ainda.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
Enemy on your back.
Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away.
This is Graham 7. I'm behind my target.
I've got you. Get you now.
Esses SUS estão enchendo o saco, hein?
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now. All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Continue with your mission.
Independent Special Security Squadron is to Mack to threat into the base. Shit. Those guys do something with the work.
Why isn't the Erusian army retreating? We're just sitting ducks for our air support.
Eles pensaram em drone, velho.
Missile away. Strider 1, target destroyed. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets. In gun range. Strider 1, enemy ship sunk.
Where's our damn air support?
Hey you, dumbass with the scratches on his tail. You hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by Erusian tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me? You can call me
Longcaster. She's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
I have a bit of intel for you. Share it if you can help those refugees. Count me in.
That's right.
We destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete. scrap queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I'm thinking about how I do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator? Why would she?
No kidding, sir. It's taking us to the enemy's doorstep. Not me. Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Hurry!
Não, mas você tá tirando já e eu nem cheguei no alvo. Qual que é o sentido?
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Good job! The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I could even do anything with that program.
Ai, meu Deus do céu. Isso pode me ajudar, né, um pouco.
Fox 2. Tank is destroyed.
Dá de boa, dá de boa, dá de boa.
Hurry! Get moving!
That took care of them. No civilian casualties? Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Lancaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. Supply ships will be launched soon.
Para de morder meu pé.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
Ah, a live tá travando. Que legal. Que legal, live. Não, que legal o Twitch. É a Twitch, mano. É certeza que é a Twitch. Voltou.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
Ainda bem que eu não tô com a 10, hein?
All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
Let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it. I think the mother hen.
All we need to do is slow us down.
Strutter 1, Fox 2.
Não morreu?
Let the supply ship dead on.
I was expecting this to be easy if all they could do was fly fast.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot that one down.
Ah, ótimo.
We've recalculated the remaining time. 90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them.
Supply ships are too far away. We'll never catch them at this rate. 60 seconds remain.
Victory is ours as long as the supply ship gets away.
So they're trying to beat that giant monster of a bird. We can't let them complete their mission. Enemy on your back.
30 seconds remain. Don't give up.
My bird can't take much more of this.
You're out of chaff and flares.
Which one first?
Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stick close to trigger.
Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. This thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Russian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Pô, pensei que ia ter pouso. Enfim, acho que é isso aí, mano. Deu 2 horinhas de gameplay. Acho que amanhã a gente termina, hein?
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress.
Can't say I blame him.
Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy.
Parte
This
final já.
base isn't safe either. The faces you see
São
around
mais
you
3
are the
missões.
only friends we've got. Take a good look.